ComposerWorks is a company that represents television composers, and there's 10 composers dotted around the country, and it came about probably around 6 years ago when I heard about Media City, and I used to be a lawyer, and when I heard about it I thought this is what I really want to do, so I quit the law 3 years ago, took a leap of faith and started the ComposerWorks. When you start a new business, there are a lot of challenges. The main one for me was money. The only money I had was what was in my bank account, so I didn't borrow any money or anything like that, no bank loans. So I knew that in order to grow the business, I had to find a way to get money, perhaps a grant of some sort. So I heard about the Business Growth Hub and then I approached them that way. I found the Business Growth Hub because I was at a seminar at Media City, a workshop that was put on by a company called Social Media Stream, and I met a chap called Rob Sethner who is from the Business Growth Hub, and he actually came over to me and introduced himself, and I looked into their company further and I thought this is a great thing, so it all happened from there. Rob mentioned to me that for every £1 you spend on a digital project, the Growth Hub would put in 50p. So I thought that it was at this particular time that I needed a new website, needed to revamp my website entirely. So I was working with a company at Media City called Gather Digital, and I said to them that I would like Growth Hub's help for this website. So we all got together, Gather Digital, me and the Growth Hub, and I got funding for the website. So for every £1 that I spent, the Growth Hub gave me 50p back, so it was a massive help, without which I couldn't have done it. Growth for a business like mine is something I think about every day. I come into the office and I think, how can I move the business forward? What can I do? What can I think of to expand and get myself out there more? So it's hugely important, and I have to say, without the Growth Hub, I wouldn't have been able to get a new website, and I wouldn't have been able to engage properly in a social media context and expand my social media knowledge. Hugely important. The Business Growth Hub gave me funding for 2 projects. The first project was my website, and the second project was for a social media strategy. So what happens is they provide a person who comes down from the Growth Hub and sits down with you with some application forms, takes you through them all, helps you fill them out, and you apply on a project by project basis for funding, and then you wait a few weeks, and in my case it was Rob Sethner who was my representative, and he came back and he said, your funding is approved, and the projects went ahead, and within 6 weeks I had that 50% funding in my bank account. My digital skills when I started this business I would probably put at maybe 2 out of 10. And so something had to happen, because in this day and age you can't operate a business properly unless you have a good handle on digital things, i.e. social media for me particularly. So without the Growth Hub, who introduced me to the world of social media through Social Media Stream, I wouldn't be at the position I'm at now. Simple as that. The Social Media Stream Masterclass was a bit of a tour of social media. So they took you through the main kind of social media avenues, Twitter, Facebook and LinkedIn, and they sort of taught you to dig a bit deeper in terms of not just sending tweets for the sake of it, but understanding what people want to hear or see in tweets, and the importance of tweeting pictures and that kind of thing. So engagement was kind of the buzzword that day, and it very much worked. Because of the support that I've had from the Business Growth Hub, the future of my company is very promising. I know, first of all, that I have a great website in place, a top-notch website thanks to the Growth Hub. I also have a better handle on social media, thankfully. And going forward, I know that they're there if I have other digital projects that I need help with as well.